Okay, so here is our drawing again, just where we left off, cat, cloud, lightning, right? So the first thing I want to show you today for your advanced drawing techniques is how to create a background. So backgrounds are super simple. You're basically just taking a huge rectangle. So I'm going to grab a rectangle, and you are covering huge portions of your pictures with a giant rectangle and then moving that rectangle to the back. So you can see I have this rectangle up front. This is going to be my sky. So, obviously I'm going to leave it this color. One thing I want to do with my backgrounds is take the line off it because, when you're looking out at the horizon, you don't see a black line around it, right? So I'm going to remove this line, and then I'm going to arrange this all the way to the back. So I'm going to go arrange, order, and send to back. And then I'm going to do the same thing with a grass shape down here. So I'm going to grab another rectangle, and it's okay if these overlap a little bit, because then I can be sure I've got full coverage. So this one's going to be grass. So I'm going to go for a grassy color. I'm going to get rid of the border, and I'm going to arrange it to the back. There you go. So now you're starting to create a scene. And it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. So one of the other advanced drawing techniques I want to show you is using different options within your fill color. So let's go ahead and click on the sky and go to your paint bucket and come down here to, or shoot, I messed up. Go right here to gradient. So a gradient color is a color that changes the hue across the shape. And you can see we have a lot of different sky colors that we can choose, different gradient patterns. And so this basically creates some kind of shading for us without us having to manually create the shading. Now, when you do your masterpiece pictures, you can only have two places where you have gradients, so choose carefully. Let's go ahead and make the grass a gradient as well. And, oh, that's a little bit light. I didn't like that at all. Let me do this one. Okay, so there you go. Very quickly, you can make it look a lot more interesting by using that gradient. Just don't overuse the gradient. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, showing you with color, is show you how to use some transparencies. So the very first thing, let's go ahead and do a cloud. But this cloud is going to be like a long, wispy cloud. Okay. And again, let's color it kind of a gray color, but let's go a solid gray. So I'm going to go solid and just choose a gray color. And I'm going to get rid of my border. And now I just have kind of a gray cloud. Okay. So we're going to pretend like it's a kind of a spooky night, and we are going to draw a moon shape behind that cloud. So I'm going to grab this moon, and I'm going to draw it right here, but there are a couple of things that I want to show you. So first of all, you can choose the size of the moon, right? But I want you to see, let me make this a darker color so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to make it a bright kind of goldish color. Okay. Do you guys see this little gold diamond? When you come over that gold diamond, you're going to get your drawing tool again, and you can use that to change the thickness of that shape. Lots of shapes have that on there, so be looking for that because it can help you kind of get more of what you want. So I'm going to put this in the middle of my cloud. I'm going to get rid of my border, and then I want to move it behind the cloud. And now that we have all of these layers, so we have this blue sky layer, we have the cloud, and we have the moon, we're going to have to be careful when we arrange things because we don't want to lose things in back of this blue square, okay? So I'm going to go arrange, order, and I'm just going to send it backward. That will send it backward one layer at a time. So hopefully it's just going to go behind the cloud. Good. Okay, so that looks kind of cool, but what is going to look even cooler is if I take this cloud and I make it slightly transparent. So I'm going to come, click on your cloud, come back to your paint bucket, and then go custom. And this column right here is your transparency scale. And you can see down here how it's kind of see-through. So if I pull this about halfway down, I'm just clicking and dragging, and I click OK. Now I've got a much spookier kind of color here. I might darken that up a little bit. Maybe not quite that dark. And I might check my transparency again. There we go. When I changed the color, it took the transparency off. So that should be it. Okay, so now you can see that you can start to create some kind of spooky effects there. And I might change my my sky to a more nighttime color, and then you can kind of see how it really starts to have a different appearance. Okay. All right, so I'm going to change my background back to a blue. So that is how you adjust the thickness of shapes when they have that diamond, and we did some transparency. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is shading, and I am going to save that for the next video.